Welcome. Now we will solve some numericals on breaking of three-phase induction motor. So the question is like this: a three-phase star connected 400 volt 50 hertz 50 kilowatt 960 rpm slip ring induction motor has the following data. Stator resistance R1 is 0.08 ohm, R2 dash is 0.1 ohm, X1 equal to X2 dash equal to 0.3 ohm, moment of inertia J is 10 kg meter square. Calculate no load starting time, calculate the braking time to stop the motor by reverse current braking, calculate the value of external resistance referred to stator required in rotor circuit to minimize the reverse current braking time. Also calculate the corresponding minimum reverse current braking time. So, we will solve this numerical. First of all, it is given motor speed Nm is 960 rpm and it is a 50 hertz machine, supply frequency is 50 hertz. So, corresponding synchronous speed Ns, synchronous speed is 1000 rpm, because in 50 hertz supply 6 pole configuration gives synchronous speed 1000 rpm and motor speed is 960 rpm, means synchronous speed will be 1000 rpm. So, it is a 6 pole machine and synchronous speed is 1000 rpm. So, corresponding to that synchronous speed omega s is 2 pi ns by 60, ns is 1000. So, it is 2 pi 1000 by 60. So, it is, you can find out 104.72 radian per second. Then we will find out slip at which maximum torque occurs in the motor. This slip is Sm and its expression is already derived. So, slip is R2 dash divided by R1 square plus X1 plus X2 dash whole square whole root of the denominator. So, here all the data are available, R1, R2 dash, X1, X2 dash data are available. You can substitute. R1 is 0.08, R2 dash is 0.1, X1 equal to X2 dash equal to 0.3. So, you substitute and slip at which maximum torque occurs in the motor Sm, you can compute, it is 0.1652. Next, corresponding to this slip Sm, what is the maximum torque? Maximum torque of the motor, it is T max, it is given by the formula 3 by 2 omega s V1 square divided by R1 plus R1 square plus X1 plus X2 dash square root over. So, this is the expression for the maximum torque. So, in this expression R1, X1, X2 dash, V omega s, everything is given. V1 is the per phase voltage applied to the stator and it is given 3 phase star connected 400 meter motor. So, V1 is the per phase voltage, that is 400 by root 3, because it is star connected 400 volt supply. So, omega s is determined and all the data are available, R1, X1, X2 dash. So, you can find out maximum torque T max. So, it is 1114.742 Newton meter. So, corresponding to this electromechanical time constant, which we denote as tau Em, its formula is j omega s by T max. That also we have derived earlier. the time constant is j omega s by T max. So, j is 10 kg meter square, omega s is 104.72 and T max is 1114.742. So, tau em is 0.94 second. Next, what is full load slip? Full load slip, you see full load speed is 960 rpm, synchronous speed is 1000 rpm. So, full load slip is 1000 minus 960 divided by 1000. So, it is 0.04. So, now you can find out the starting time. T start, its formula is derived earlier in the theory. So, it is tau em by 2 1 minus sf square divided by 2 sm plus sm ln 1 by sf. So, this is the formula which is derived. So, tau em is just determined, sf is the full load slip 0.04 and sm we have obtained 0.1652. Substituting this, you can compute the starting time, its value is 1.67 second. Second we will do to calculate the braking time to stop the motor by reverse current braking. Reverse current braking, initial slip S1 is 2 minus full load slip. Full load slip is 0.04. So, it is 1.96. Final slip S2 is 1. To stop the drive corresponding to 0 speed, slip is 1. So, braking time expression is already derived. So, you can refer to that. Braking time is tau em by 2 minus sf square minus 1 divided by 2 sm plus sm ln 2 minus sf. You see 2 minus sf is 1.96 and sm is already obtained. So, with that and tau em is obtained. So, using these substitutions, braking time can be determined. You can find out it is coming to 4.1 second. Third point, corresponding to minimum reverse current braking time. For minimum reverse current braking time, slip Sm, let us write it as Sm2. Slip Sm2, let us write. It is given by 2 minus Sf whole square minus 1 divided by 2 ln 2 minus Sf whole root. So, you can find out Sf is known. So, you can find out this Sm2 is coming to 1.453. Corresponding to this slip Sm2, total rotor circuit resistance, which is R2 dash plus R external, refer to starter R external dash, it is given by Sm2 into R1 square plus x1 plus x2 dash square root over R1, x1, x2 dash are given, Sm2 is determined 1.452. If you substitute this comes to 0.88 ohm. So, what is R external dash? The external resistance referred to stator, it is 0.88 minus R2 dash, which R2 dash is 0.1. So, it is 0.78 ohm. So, this is the required external resistance referred to stator. Next, we will determine corresponding minimum reverse current breaking time. Corresponding minimum reverse current time, say T B minimum is tau E m by 2, this 2 minus S f square minus 1 divided by 2 S m 2 plus S m 2 into L n 2 minus S f. Only thing is, in place of S m we have used S m 2 for that correspond to minimum reverse current breaking time. Tau E m is determined, S f is 0.04 and S m 2 is determined. So, corresponding to this you can find out this minimum breaking time is 0.92 second. We will do another numerical on DC dynamic braking. So, the question is like this: a 3-phase star connected 400 volt 50 hertz 4 pole induction motor has the following equivalent circuit parameters. R 1 equal to 0.8 ohm, R 2 dash is 0.3 ohm, X 1 equal to X 2 dash equal to 2 ohm, magnetizing reactance X m is 48 ohm, and external resistance of 2 ohm per phase referred to stator has been inserted in the rotor circuit to brake the motor at 1440 rpm by DC rheostatic braking. Determine the initial braking torque, the magnitude of direct current to be fed to the stator for 2 different connections of the stator. We will solve this numerical and DC dynamic braking. So, for motor, first of all, synchronous speed N s is 1500 rpm, that you can easily see it is 50 hertz 4 pole machine. So, synchronous speed is 1500 rpm and speed motor speed is 1440 rpm. So, full load slip S f is 1500 minus 1440 divided by 1500. So, that is 0.04. Further, synchronous speed in radians per second, synchronous speed omega s equals to 2 pi n s by 60, n s is 1500. So, it is 50 pi radian per second. Now, let us draw the equivalent circuit for the motor. Here the input voltage is applied V, here you have the magnetizing branch J X M, and here you have stator resistance R 1, rotor stator reactance J X 1, rotor reactance referred to stator J X 2 dash, and the rotor resistance branch R 2 dash by S, and the EMF here at this terminal is E 1, which is also equal to E 2 dash. So, this is the equivalent circuit, approximate equivalent circuit of the motor. So, when the slip of the motor is S f, what is the value of EMF? Value of induced EMF E 1 at slip S f is E 1. So, you use the equivalent circuit and apply the voltage division principle. So, it is V 1, this is the stator applied voltage V 1 into R 2 dash by S f square plus x2 dash square whole divided by r1 plus r2 dash by sf square plus x1 plus x2 dash square whole root. A voltage division principle. Denominator is the total series branch impedance of stator and rotor, numerator is the rotor impedance. So, here V1 it is a 3 phase 440 volt star connected motor, V1 is 440 by root 3, SF is 0.04, R1, R2 dash, X1, X2 dash are all given, and you substitute and find out the value of induced EMF E1 and verify this result. E1 is 214.01 volt. So, now this E1 is the voltage when the machine is rotating as a motor at the full speed of 1440 rpm. At this moment braking is done by DC by DC dynamic braking. So, during the as the DC dynamic braking starts, so the flux remains same, because in DC dynamic braking the MMF in the air gap just before the braking and just after the braking remains same, that is the principle of DC dynamic braking, and rotor speed is of course the same, because inertia is there, it cannot change suddenly. So, induced EMF depends upon the relative speed and the MMF. Now, relative speed is same and induced EMF flux is same. So, in this EMF remains same, this is the voltage applied to the rotor circuit just after braking. So, now we will analyze during braking. What is the initial slip? Initial value of S, capital S, initial value of capital S, that is 1 minus SF, SF is 0.04 just before braking. So, initial value of capital S is 0.96, and equivalent circuit. So, this resistance is R2 dash plus external resistance referred to stator per phase is 2. So, R2 dash plus 2 by capital S, this is a variable resistance, and this reactance is Jx2 dash magnetized. So, this current is I2 dash, and this current is magnetizing current, and this is the input current ISC. So, then what is I2 dash? I2 dash, you see voltage applied is E1, this voltage is E1 here, and impedance R2 dash plus 2 divided by capital S resistive component, and reactive component is X2 dash whole square. So, all these values are determined. So, R2 dash X2 dash known, E1 is determined 214.01, and you can compute I2 dash value is 68.574 ampere. Then initial braking torque TB 3 by omega s, this I2 dash square into R2 dash by capital S, not small s nor R2 dash plus 2, only R2 dash by S. So, here I2 dash is determined. So, 3 omega s is 50 pi, omega s is 50 pi, I2 dash is 68.574 square, and R2 dash is 0.3 by S is 0.96. So, you can determine the initial value of torque. Then in this equivalent circuit I2 dash, you see ISC input current ISC into as per the current division principle in the parallel circuit. Here by mistake the square root sign in the denominator is missing, square root sign must be there. IAC is the current equivalent current. So, what is IAC? Equivalent stator AC current, alternating current at the time of breaking. So, here this formula comes from the equivalent circuit, and here I 2 dash is 68.574 ampere and R 2 dash is 0.3, A capital S is 0.96. So, x m x 2 dash values are given. So, using this expression you have I 2 dash equals to IAC, and compared to this point, this is 9589. So, which is now I 2 dash is determined 68.574 ampere. So, from that you determine IAC, equivalent stator current, which is 71.5137 ampere. Then direct current to be fed to the stator, for one connection it is root over of 1.5 into IAC. So, you can find out, and another current and for another circuit connection it is root 2 times IAC. So, IAC is determined, and you can find out these direct currents to be fed to the stator. Thank you for attention.